Guys, I am back. I have been absent again. I promised you guys some videos, but I got tied up with some other work. But here I am. I was just working on the rest of that application for XPO Logistics company. Went around probably every single goddamn company in the lower mainland here in BC. Anybody who is hiring or looking for owner operators, stuff like that, and it's pretty bad, I tell you. It's most of those companies are just full of it. They they advertise that owner operators around $8,000 to $10,000 a month, which I consider fairly low already, just by reading that it's $8,000 to $10,000 a month. You contact them, you schedule an interview, you wait a day or two, you show up there. When you actually start having a talk with them in person, it's even worse than what they advertise. They basically lure you in by having their ad saying $8,000 to $10,000 a month. When you show up, they basically say that the majority of their guys on average make $8,000 a month, and it's pretty bad. Like the way I see it, if you have a box truck owner operator, fully insured, with all the proper truck insurances, business insurances, and everything like that, $8,000 a month is garbage. Because you take your truck lease payment, you take your truck insurance payment, you take your liability for your business, cargo insurance if you got one, less the gas. I'd be surprised if you're left with $4,000 per month after all the expenses. And that's gross income. Then you got to take your taxes out as well. So it's just ridiculous. I just noticed it's so monopolized here by all these transport companies that none of them have their own drivers. It's all contract work. So there's a transport company that has zero trucks, not zero employees. They have like two or three guys, two or three people at the office, but they got zero trucks, they got zero drivers. So no liability for trucks whatsoever. They market themselves as they have 20, 30 trucks, which they don't. Most of them have maybe 15 trucks on average running, owner operators. So they end up scooping all the work, and they pay you 75% commission, and they keep 25%. So at $10,000, they keep $2,500 per month for advertising. I get it, it's business, they market it, they have people in the office, they have an office, they don't even have a warehouse, just an office. But to me, that just seems ridiculous, because for me, as an owner operator, to try and get loads myself within the city privately is nearly impossible. I have my ads online all the time, Facebook, Craigslist. I'm trying to find work directly for a customer or a company. It's retarded, because the way those guys market it, everybody goes to them. So I did a little bit of research, and because what happens is they don't actually tell you how much they pay you per delivery. They just tell you, those companies, transport companies, they'll just tell you on average you make $8,000 a month. They don't tell you it's $20, $50, $80 per delivery. So there's no way to actually figure out how much you're gonna make per day, because they tell you, well, it's anywhere from 10 to 12 deliveries per day, and it's on average $8,000 a month. They don't actually tell you that, hey, this is how much it is per delivery. So I went in deeper, tried to research how much roughly they pay. So what I did, I asked my wife to call 4 different transport companies. We came up with an imaginary load. We came up with 2 skids at 2,000 pounds each from point A to point B. So she phoned 4 different companies and got a quote. They all came to basically the same number. They came up to $78 for delivery, and that's goddamn cheap. A company's charging a customer $78, not per skid, per whole delivery. So they're charging, technically my wife, $78 before taxes to deliver 2 skids, which total 4,000 pounds, which means you pick it up, you drive, and you drop it off on curbside drop, right? So then I figured, okay, so if they charge a customer $78 and they paid their drivers 75%, that's how I figured out how much they paid their drivers. So it works out to whatever, like $55, $56 a delivery. That's how I came up with the number that technically they're supposed to be paying their owner operators that work for them. Because if they charge a customer $78, they keep the 25%, and they pay their owner operators 75%. Let's just ballpark at $55. So going from that, a lot of them say it's 10 to 12 deliveries per day, which comes up to $550 a day, which to me still seems quite low, because 10 deliveries, it's not one pickup, it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 different pickups, and then probably 5, 6 different drops, right? So you're driving quite a bit through the day. They're saying their drivers finish at 3, start at 7, finish at 3. So you're putting in an 8-hour day and you're making $550. It might sound not bad, but again, as I said, when you take your payments, yada yada yada, it ends up pretty low. What I did, I took all my expenses for the truck and average gas expense, and I worked it out that on average my daily expense is $150. So if I make $550 with the transport company, and that's no help or nothing, it's still just pallets, right? You pick up a pallet, but most of the time they don't pay you per pallet, it's per load, and the load could be 5 pallets. So for one load you can get paid $55. For one skid, another load, it could be 5 skids, and you're still getting paid $55. But you still gotta pick it up. It's hot in the sun. Still gotta pick it up and probably curbside drop with your power tailgate. And that sounds like crap. $55 to take 5 skids. That's garbage. So at $550 a day for me, less $150 for expenses, and that's bare minimum. I won't know exactly how much gas I'm gonna need per day until I start driving. But even at that, $550 per day, less $450 expenses, that's $400 gross income for my business. You take 30% tax out of that, that's another $120, and you are left with $280 per day after taxes. And that sounds pretty bad to me. So $280, 8-hour driving, give or take, plus you get home, whatever, right? 10-hour day, $280. That's $28 an hour. I mean, it is after tax, but still. If I want $28 an hour, I can just stay in my construction business and I'll make more than that. So yeah, all those transportation companies, local guys, they're just, it's so monopolized, it's retarded. It's just the way the whole system is set up, it's garbage. That is why I went to XPO Logistics. There's also another company, it's called Custom Delivery Solutions. So XPO, they're the last mile logistics company. So they have big customers such as IKEA, Lowe's, Rona, a couple other different brands. XPO's got like Casper mattresses. So when those big clients sell the product, XPO comes in and delivers it, right? So to the residential addresses. So what I found out so far for rates from XPO, and tell you, it takes almost a month to get an application approved. the amount of paperwork you gotta send them, all the criminal record check and abstracts and insurances, and it's some pictures. It's just, it takes a long time. It took me almost a month to process an application. I finally onboarded with them, and at that point, that's when I got the prices. They wouldn't give me prices before I even signed up, which was ridiculous. But I figured I'll do it for the team, and then I went all the way through. I tell you what, so far, what I like, what I see, I like. It might sound like garbage, but so I'm gonna try the IKEA delivery stuff. But they require you to have a helper, which is another pain in the arse because it is impossible to find any helpers right now. But I finally found a helper for 18 bucks an hour to drive around with me and help me load and unload. Their IKEA drivers do about 20 to 25 deliveries per day. They pay a minimum of $42 per delivery, and then there's a bunch of extras. So if you gotta take it to a specific room, they pay like an extra $6 per order, right? If it's a little bit further out, a certain zone of the city, they pay a little bit extra. So on average, you're looking at about 50 bucks a delivery for IKEA. So, and if you do 20 deliveries per day, at 50 bucks per delivery, that's $1,000. And the way they do it, you don't drive all over the place. They give you a territory, right? So if you picked up in one city, you're probably just gonna stop and go like an Amazon driver, right? Your addresses are probably gonna be, I don't know, like 10 minutes apart, right? So at 20 deliveries per day, I mean, if there's more, that's even better, right? At 20 deliveries per day at 50 bucks a delivery, that's $1,000 per day on my truck. A 10-hour day, $180 for the helper, $18 an hour, 10 hours, $180. So my truck is left with $820 gross income per day. I take out my $150 expense, which works out to be $670. So that already sounds better. $670 after my expenses. With the transportation company, it was $400 before taxes, after expenses, before taxes. Here I'm sitting at $670. So that's already $270 more with 20 deliveries per day. They have tons of deliveries. They open 7 till 9 every day, so if you want to work longer hour, you can do more deliveries, right? I mean, your helper is going to cost you more, but you can also do more deliveries, right? Because keep in mind, one delivery covers 2.5 hours of your helper's time, right? So even at bare minimum, at 20 deliveries per day for IKEA through XPO Logistics, I'd be looking at $670 before taxes. Even after taxes, I mean, I'm just gonna roughly do the math, about $180 taxes, so about $500. That's after taxes. So $500 take home 5 days a week, that's $2,500 times that 4, that's already 10 grand. But keep in mind, there's more than 4 weeks in a month. There's also an extra 3 days. So technically you can calculate it this way: $500 per day take home after taxes, $500 at 22 working days per month. That's what, $11,000, and that's after taxes. See, that's after taxes. That's after my helper's expense. That's after my truck payments, gas, insurances, everything. So my gross income has got to be like close to 20 grand with that, right? Probably be even more, right? Because I calculated $1,000 a day at 22 working days. That's $22,000 a month, less expenses. Probably good 10 grand worth of expenses with the taxes and everything. So I'll be looking between 10 to 12,000 take home after taxes. See, now I like that. That sounds way better. So I'm finally onboarded with XPO Logistics. They did all the security clearances. I actually got my badge with them as well, somewhere right here. They give you a badge, and then got your picture, you got your company name on there, and it says authorized contract carrier and everything. So you got to make sure you wear that at the customer's house and everything. They got a uniform requirements, which are pretty basic, steel toe boots and black pants, black cargo pants, and they'll give you the t-shirts, the hoodies, the hats, and everything like that, right? So there's a very nice app that they have as well. So they pay by direct deposit, and the most beautiful thing I like about this company is they pay weekly. I get paid every week. I tell you guys, in business, if you can get paid weekly for all the work that you do, it is amazing, because the cash flow is the most important thing of running a business. So your cash flow is going to be great. All those transportation companies usually pay 2 to 3 weeks on your deliveries. This company, so far, they pay every week, and just everything so far adds up really nice with this company. I love it, to be honest, right? It was worth the wait. Took about a month to process the whole application. It was a 67-page contract with them. Just a heads up, if you guys go work in any province for them, 67-page contract, which I carefully read through because I wanted to make sure I'm not signing up for something stupid, and it all looked pretty good to me. So now I'm not only gonna do IKEA delivery specifically what I was going after when I was getting onboarded with the senior manager there. They want me to deliver exercise equipment, very expensive exercise equipment. You deliver it, you set it up at home, you move on to the next one. It's about 10 deliveries per day, but it pays more than IKEA delivery, right? So less deliveries, but more per delivery. It's more of like a white glove service kind of deal with them. So, and then but yeah, to start off, I'm gonna get the IKEA going with them first, and then it'll be a mix of everything. As I said, they got some Casper mattresses as well. They do appliances as well. A friend of mine does appliances, and it is super hard work. And I told XPO that I'm not looking into doing appliance delivery because it's heavy as hell. Like, you gotta carry your fridge up to the second floor, and some fridges. The fridges are not too bad, but a washing machine, I don't know if any of you guys ever moved a washing machine. It is stupidly heavy, and I said, hell no, I'm not looking to do that. I would rather do 10 IKEA boxes of that crap furniture that they have. It's pretty light compared to a washer and dryer, right? So I'm starting with them this Monday, coming Monday. What I would like to do, I want to do a daily recap for the first 5 or 6 days that I worked with them. I'll let you guys know how many deliveries I'm going to be doing per day, roughly ballparking how much I'm going to get paid, and I mean, I'll get it as close as I can for the payment part, right? So that way you guys can visualize. If you guys asking what exactly do you guys need to work for a company like that, you do need your NSC number. Transportation companies, you sign on to their NSC number. For this XPO Logistics, you have to have everything 100% set up as a completely independent carrier. They will not provide you with anything, which means you gotta have I think it was a 2011 newer truck or 2015 and newer. I think it was 2011 and newer truck. Proper commercial truck insurance. You gotta have liability insurance for your business, properly set up company as a corporation, JST number. You gotta have your cargo insurance because you're gonna be carrying a lot of products for their customers. You gotta have your NSC number, criminal record check, clean abstract, a helper's criminal record check, preferably a helper's driver's license, just in case something happens to you. They want to make sure your helper can take over the truck and at least get back to the warehouse. So there's this whole package that they ask for, but you do need your NSC number to work for a company. They will not sign you on to their own NSC number. So if you guys are asking if I have got my NSC number, I have not got it yet. I started to call them recently quite a bit, wondering what the hell is going on, and they're saying they are processing applications that were about 3 or 4 days prior to my application date. So I'm assuming I'm about a week away from getting. My friend signed up for NSC number on June 11th, and he got his email this past Friday to pass the knowledge test to get the NSC number. So he applied on June 11th. I think I applied on June 20th. So I'm about 8 days apart. So I'm guessing that if he got his on Friday, I'm assuming first couple of days of next week, I should be able to get my own NSC number. I did sign up for XPO through an NSC number that I used from my friend. I had the authorization letter that I'm allowed to use his NSC number. XPO was okay with that. They never even asked me questions. I just provided them all the paperwork. And keep in mind too, it's not that certain guy that you give the paperwork to locally deals with this. They have an onboarding team. I don't know, it's a US company, so I don't know if it's done in US or if it's done in Ontario. That's where their Canadian head office is, because I think they just started in Canada. XPO Canada, XPO Last Mile Logistics Canada specifically, I think they started in Canada in 2018, so they're fairly new in Canada. So I'm pretty excited to finally get going on the truck, because I'm sick and tired of having all these expenses for this business. My truck payment, my insurance, and everything just sits there. I was able to do a couple cash deliveries here and there, but there were a couple $100 each, you know, just some random stuff that people wanted to get moved. Just overheated and the camera shut down. But yeah, they're fairly new to the market. I'm pretty excited to get going with them. I'm pretty excited to start uploading some videos daily next week for you guys to see how much deliveries I'm doing and such, and how much money you can actually make. And I did all the business parts of it and calculating what's more profitable, and I think having a helper and doing home deliveries, like last mile deliveries, is way more profitable than working for transportation companies doing just local pickup and delivery. But yeah, so that's the deal. Stay tuned, guys. I'm sorry again for not uploading the videos as I promised. It's just been a little bit busy. We ended up picking up 2 kittens as well. You know, as of 3 kids and the pregnant wife is not enough. We now have 2 kittens. They're 2 months old each. So as you can see, I got a full house at home, so I'm a pretty busy guy. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Thanks for kicking around. I will have way more videos next week. As I said, I'll be doing a daily recap of all the deliveries that I do. I'm not gonna videotape every delivery, but at the end of the day, once the helper's out of my truck, on the way home from the warehouse to my house, I'll do a video and tell you how many deliveries I did and such. So I'll basically tell you what I think about it. On that, stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you later. Take care.